Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are at day 5. And one more thing I want to mention here, guys, if you are watching any of my episodes, like if you are watching day 1, day 2 or day 3 or day 4 or day 5 on of the any of the videos, every video has a different topic. So if you haven't watched 1, 2 or 3, it doesn't mean that you cannot watch day 4. Okay, it's just that you can watch day 4 and then you can go back and watch the other episodes as well. Okay, so every day I choose a different topic. Today's topic which I have chosen is when I take the communication skills classes or the soft skill classes. So a lot of people, the sessions which I take, a lot of people come up with this that, they want to learn advanced English. They feel that, advanced English is something which, people get impressed with, or they'll be selected during the interview, or it will be easier for them to impress the client or impress people around them. Okay, so they have this mindset and they always talk to me about what is an advanced English, and we want to learn advanced English. We don't want to learn simple or standard English. So this is the basic question or basic thing which comes up in all my sessions. And trust me guys, I always ask them this question that why do you want to learn advanced English? And do they even know what advanced English is? Or what is the difference between a standard English and an advanced English? Okay, so here I don't get any clarity from them. They don't have a clarity about what is a standard English, what is an advanced English, which one is preferable to speak, and which one is better. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about standard English versus advanced English. What does a standard English means and advanced English means, and what is the difference between them, and which one is better, which we should prefer to use in our day-to-day communication. So it's not about what kind of English you are using, it's more about the correct English which you are speaking. Okay, the correct way of speaking English is more important. Okay, so guys, I'm a communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems. And today I'm going to talk about standard English versus advanced English. Now, what is the standard English? Standard English is basically something which we speak every day, which you hear every day. Okay, whether you listen to podcast or listen to interviews or listen to news or sports commentary or a talk show or a TED talk or whatever you listen to, those are conversational English or simple or standard English. Okay, now what is advanced English then? Advanced English is basically more of heavy words. Okay, advanced vocabulary is used there. Okay, which is little difficult for any of us to understand. Okay, you have to have a very good understanding of the vocabulary or very good knowledge of the vocabulary to understand those words. So basically, when there are a lot of legal documents, it gets very difficult for us to read those legal documents, right? Why? It's not that it's very boring. It's just that it's difficult for us to understand, right? So that is why we don't read or we don't pay attention to. I'll give you one single example. We all, have installed apps. We all have bought mobile devices or any electronic devices or anything for that matter, a SIM card or anything for that matter. You all get through this page which is called terms and conditions or terms of agreement, wherein you have to, tick whether you agree or you don't agree. I agree or I don't agree, right? If you don't click on I don't agree, you will not be able to install the app or you won't be able to go ahead with things, right? So you have to ultimately click I agree for anything for that matter, whichever app you download or whichever thing you buy. Okay. But how many of you go through that agreement completely and then click I agree? We don't, right? Why we don't? Because we don't want to get into that. because we know that it will be difficult for us. So we all click whenever we see the terms and conditions, we just go scroll down, we tick on I agree and we go ahead with things, right? That is why advanced English is not preferable. Okay, we don't want to use advanced English, or it gets little difficult for us to understand advanced English. Now we know what advanced English and standard English is, right? Now coming to the next point is, what is the difference between standard English and advanced English? Or why, which one is preferred? So the first point is, standard English is very easy to understand. Okay, so if you're communicating to people, you will be able to communicate to them, get your ideas across. The other person will also understand you easily. Okay, so that is why it is easy to communicate. That is why we speak standard English. Whenever you hear people talking in English, whether you can speak or not, it's a different story. But whenever since you understand English, so whenever you listen to people, 90% or 80% things you understand, right? Why? Just because they use simple vocabulary or standard vocabulary. 2-3 words, probably 4 words you might not know because your vocabulary is not active, or you don't know much words, so probably you might not understand that 10-20% of the conversation, but then 70 to 80% of the conversation you can completely understand, right? So that is what standard English is. The English which you can understand at least 70 to 80% is something which is, this is a widely spoken or widely accepted. That is why we say it is widely accepted. The standard English is widely accepted. Okay, whereas in case of advanced English, as I gave you an example of the terms and condition page, so like I think not even 5% of people understand that, right? Or take an effort to understand that, right? So that is why those heavy words or advanced vocabulary, or something which is not very frequently spoken, we don't understand. Okay, if somebody comes and starts speaking advanced vocabulary or very words which are very less familiar to us, it will be difficult for us to understand, right? If we don't know the meaning of a word, how will we understand the sentence then? Okay, for example, I'll use a word which is called elated. Okay, now elated means to be happy or to be on cloud nine, just to express the happiness, the level of happiness it is used. Now, if I say to somebody, oh, I feel so elated, or if I say, oh, I'm so happy today. So which one is easier for you to understand? Tell me. Of course, the second one where I said I'm so happy today, or I'm on cloud nine today. That is also something which is commonly used and most people understand. But if I say I'm elated with this news, or I'm elated today, it gets little difficult for us to understand unless and until somebody knows what elated means. So this is what advanced English is. Advanced English is nothing but just advanced vocabulary which people use, and that also it is not very commonly spoken. Okay, research says if you take a book and read a book, you'll probably find some 7 to 10 words which are advanced vocabulary. So advanced vocabulary is very less used in spoken English. Probably it's used in written, the novel or storybooks or somewhere, but there also it's very less used. Okay, so that is why people don't prefer using advanced English. They prefer using standard English so that it's easier for them to communicate, or for us to communicate and make others understand. So this is the first point. Second is, if you don't understand somebody, right? If a professor, so for example, I was quite, weak in maths. I was not very good in maths. I just barely or hardly I just passed in my maths exams. But teacher came and started, taking class. Whenever there's a maths class, I was not able to understand anything. Okay, and I couldn't understand him what he's saying. So I was very less interested in that class. I just started feeling, sleepy, and my mind were somewhere else. So I couldn't pay attention to that person. It's just everything what he spoke bounced out of my head, right? So this is what happens when you're not interested, when you don't understand something, you're not interested in that thing, right? So it happens with speaking also. If you're not interested in a topic and I start speaking on that, right? If suppose I start speaking on meditation, okay, and you are in a mood to relax and play games, or you want to watch a movie and you see somebody talking to you about meditation, will you be interested? No. The same thing is with communication also. So if somebody is speaking something and you're not able to understand that, right, or focus on that, you won't be interested. That is why standard English is preferred over advanced English. Standard English, everybody understands. As I said, 70 to 80% of English you understand whoever is speaking in English. If you don't know English well, still you understand 70 to 80%. But if it is an advanced English, of course you will not be able to understand. As I gave you an example of elated, I feel elated today. Okay, so 70 to 80% of you will not understand what does that mean, because you don't have that advanced vocabulary, you have not used that word, you're just in the process of using words and writing and picking up the vocabulary, right? So that is why never fall in the trap of advanced vocabulary or advanced English when you are learning to speak English. Once you have learned to speak English, you are fluent, you are confident, then you can learn anything. You can go for any idioms and phrases and anything and everything which you want to learn. But in the beginning, you have to focus on standard English only and standard vocabulary only. Okay. The third one is it creates a communication problem. Now, how it creates a communication problem? So, if you are speaking advanced English, you will not able to understand, you are not interested. If you are not able to understand, if you are not interested, then there will be a communication gap between the two people who are talking, right? If today I started speaking, advanced vocabulary and advanced words or advanced English for that matter, and if you don't understand me, probably you'll not watch my videos, right? So you'll not watch my videos. So that is why you will feel disconnected. There will be a disconnect, there will be a gap between me and you guys. Okay, that is where communication problems comes. If you're not able to understand somebody, then there is a communication problem, right? I am probably not able to communicate correctly to you, or you are probably not able to connect with me. So that is why standard English, which everybody understands well, is always preferred to be used. So that there is no gap, we are not disconnected, and we understand each other very well. We all feel that, we are very fascinated by advanced things, right? Advanced English or advanced vocabulary. Why? Because we always feel that, if we take an advanced certification, we take an advanced, degree program, certifications or exams to level up your English, then probably we'll be able to speak advanced English, right? No, that is completely wrong. That is a myth. Okay, we don't need to level up our English. We just need to practice more English. So you don't need more English, but you need more practice. Yes, and that also standard English. So that is why I always advise you, whenever you listen to anything or whenever you read anything, try to read very common topics, or try to listen to common topics of your topic of interest. Okay, so that you know a lot of things about it and you will gain additional knowledge from it, right? In Hindi, or in your mother tongue, you are interested in cricket, or you are interested in cooking, or you are interested in reading novels. So you can read, right? You have knowledge about it and you are interested in things, in those things. So you know it. It's just that you have to listen to it in English. So try to choose those topics which you have knowledge about and which you are interested in. You want to know more about things. That will generate a curiosity and it will be easier for you to understand that better. And once you have more information, once you know the topic very well, it will be easy for you to speak about it. Okay, so you have collected the vocabulary, you know, you have all the information about it, what is it all about. It's just that you have to put it in your words and speak. For that, you can always practice first alone at home by yourself, and then you start speaking to, one people at a time, then two and three, and just in group, and then in group you can start speaking to people. So that is how you should progress. So ultimately, I would suggest, please don't go behind advanced English. Advanced English is not that popular or it's not frequently used. Okay, the standard English is an acceptable English which is used widely and everybody uses a standard English only. So just try to learn standard English, standard vocabulary, and you will see the difference. Bye-bye.